Hey guys, we're going to look at assignment task 1 and 2, and what they're asking you to do is to take these orthographic projections and put them into a isometric drawing. So we've already covered isometrics in class. Just going to give you a few little pointers on how to do this so that you're able to achieve it using AutoCAD. So essentially they're giving you a front and a side view of the part, and we need to do it isometric. We're just going to focus on this one here to begin with. What I like to do, I either like to have this drawing here printed out so that I can see it at the same time that I'm modelling. If you're good at switching screens backwards forwards, that can work as well, but I find this to have it printed out or have them side by side is the best. So I've got one here isometric already, and what's required is for me to come in and trim all the lines that aren't seen. But I've left it like that so that you can get a bit of an idea of how it should look. So this base down the bottom, if we take a look at it, it should be 100 long, and then in width it's going to be 56, and that's where I get that number there. So if I was to draw that, a couple of things I want to have turned on is down here on my polar tracking. At the moment I've got it set to 45 degrees, which doesn't suit me for this. I want 30 and 60, so that should be changed down to 30 and 60, where it's going to lock off. ISO draft is on. I think I'll leave that on. Object snap is on, and then I've got everything turned on at the moment. If I have some issues, I'll turn that off in a second. But this apparent intersection, I'm finding that really handy with this sort of drawing. So if I go up and I click on line, left click here, and I'm going to need to project at 30 degrees. So at the moment it's saying 150, okay, but that would be 180. 180 minus 30 would be 150, and I'm going to go 100, press enter, and then I know that if I go back that way at 30 degrees it's going to be 56, and then I can just left click and finish that off. So that's one way to start your drawing. You could have started with this front face here, and so that height of that one there is 10 mil. Okay, and then one other thing that I like to do to speed this up is I like to have, I'll go copy, and if I select spacebar, then select that line, that's my objects. I'll then go base point, left click, left click, left click, and left click, and that's just pasted those lines around the place for me. I can then go copy again. I find this handy in AutoCAD. They're the objects I want to copy. Spacebar, there's my base point, and up it goes. And so now I've got my base there. Obviously these lines here, I shouldn't even really copy them because they're never going to be seen. There's my base, and then I'm not going to draw the whole thing in this video. This is just to get you started and make sure you're using this correctly. But from here you should be able to go, okay, well I need to draw this rectangle coming up here, and I need to figure out how far across it is to there and how far back. So if we take a look, if you want to call this the front view, and that the left side view would make more sense to me. We've got 56, 50 here. It also gives us a 3 as well, but which means it's 3 mil on this side. So I've got to come across 3 mil and then back. You should work. It might be easier to work it this way: across 3 mil and then down 25. So if I was to go here, I would just left click, and I'll go at my 30 degrees. Not sure why it's not looking up for me. Might be because it's like a line on top of a line. There we go, that's better. I want 3 mil, so just go 3, spacebar, and now I can go down this way, and I know that it's 25 mil down. And that's where I'm getting the 25 from, so 25 mil down there. And then I can go, cool, well, that back edge of it will be 50. And then my block's only 10 mil. Now I'm just pushing the cursor in the direction that I want to go. I'm not clicking or anything. And now I'm going to use a left click to finish that off. I would then come and grab that line and go delete. And delete the 2 little lines that I just used for my construction, essentially. It doesn't hurt to draw lines you don't need, because I reckon it sort of helps you grid out where you need to put the item. So that's how I would achieve that. You then need to figure out how far across that is, and then draw down, and you're going to use these 2 drawings to do that. After you've done that one, it's going to need to go into a drawing sheet all by itself. And I haven't got a, I'll get you a demo of that as well, of what that needs to look like. But then you're going to start a whole nother drawing to create this drawing here. So that's the mild steel slot support. And your teacher might have referred to this, or I might have referred to this as crating, the method that I'm using here. So I'm drawing a crate, and then I'm going to use these views to help me cut out from that crate. So if we look at this, it's 75 mil wide, 75 mil high, so it's a 75 mil cube. So I would go line, and this time I'm going to start with the height, and I'll go 75, and I know it's going to project back 30 degrees, 75 that way. Numbers are really easy because it's all just 75, and 30 degrees that way, 75, and you keep going until you've created your little cube. And then it's from this cube, just doing a move here, so M for move, spacebar, I'm just putting it here so it's easier to talk to. So from this cube then, I would then go, okay, what's it going to look like when I look in to that side there? Oh, well, it's going to look like this 2D shape. So this 2D shape, well, I then need to transfer it isometrically over here. And that's what's been done there. So if I was to start here, I go, okay, cool. So 20 mil across, there's my 20 mil across. I'm then going to drop down 25 plus 25 is 50, so it's another 25. So I'll then drop down my 25, and then I'll come all the way till I hit that edge. And then I know I've got to go down another 25. And so basically I'm drawing that shape that I see there on that surface. I then do the same as to what I'm seeing on this front view, and that's going to get drawn on this face of the cube, or this face here, because I'm technically just drawn the same thing 3 times here, or about to. And then you'll notice there's no line across there. Okay, so that indicates that there's no material there, and you can see it in this one here where it's been cut out. And so it's up to you to go, okay, well, how much has been cut out? So 19 mil and 28, so it's 28 mil across, 19, and then another 28, I believe. And that should add up to 75, I think, yes. Okay. And so that's how that got cut out. So once you've drawn all your isometric shapes, which is only 2 to do, that one and that one, you're going to need to put them into a border. So we're going to want we're going to want a page for each shape. So there should be 2 of these, and you're going to submit 2 WG files and then a PDF of each. So the DWG, that's the AutoCAD file. That's your proof that you've actually been able to model it up. And then the PDF so that it's easier for viewing. So with that, as I come into here, at the moment I'm in my model space, and that's why I can move around. You can see all my other drawings. I just want that one drawing front and center, and I've got scale 1:1. You're then going to put into here your name and student number. I think you could put the text isometric view underneath here as well. I'll have to double check on the assessment piece whether you have to do that, and we'll look at that in class. But that's essentially what you do for those two shapes.